initial five are usually given the credit for the emergence. People forget the later architects, the eyes that made an event possible. They saved Thomas and sent him back on the path to history. Abraham Lur Harrison, historian, author of the Peregrinations Shift. We're upside down.
James had always been different. And not different in that kooky, OMG, you've totally got to meet my mate James, he's literally insane kind of way.
Not easy being green. There we go. I mean, of course, that was how it always was. There was no cut there. No, that's just silly. Why the heck would there be a cut there? No reason to cut. Anyways. Yes, James platforms upside down. Actually, yes, some tough platforming, by the way. Oh! Just that one.
He'd not seen anyone else in a long time. Not since getting eaten by that cloudy, pixely thing. He turned up here in some kind of cage.
How do you get eaten and then show up in a cage? I don't know. Not sure how that works, but...
He'd gotten out, but it had taken a long time.
There's hope for the others. There we go. Yeah, make sure when you do this, you've got to jump on top of this. Because that was not my first take, just hinting. That was nowhere close.
James liked being alone. No one to insult him or question his unique disregard for Newtonian laws. Hey Jimmy, where are you going? Up? Poor idiots.
No. Missed that. James. Is that? It couldn't be. Is that me actually trying to get somewhere? Nah, it couldn't be. That's a hard jump. We gotta jump in here and then jump. Jumping in.
The little red guy looked confused. His cage was a lot smaller than James's had been. James decided to find a way to help. Maybe they'd be friends.
I gotta go down, down, down.
The little red guy looked confused. His cage was a lot smaller than James's had been. James decided to find a way to help. Maybe they'd be friends.
Everyone likes friends. And it's Thomas! Thomas was alone. And it seems that we've got James! No! This is difficult platforming! No! No! There we go. I do not like this platforming.
Thomas had no idea why he was here. One minute he was with his friends, the next he was being freed from a cage by a green guy with a nervous laugh. He knew he had to get back to them.
James has a nervous laugh. Guess that's what you get when you're upside down.
His turquoise hero seemed uncomfortable. Thomas imagined he'd feel the same way if he fell upwards all the time. If he didn't know better, he'd have thought James didn't want to meet everyone.
I believe this is when this trick comes in handy. Yes! Since they fall against each other. And do like weird things like this. Okay. Can James get over here? James can, okay. Gotta do Thomas first and James. Get that in order. Anyways, I had a thought and I forgot it. Now I gotta take advantage of this fact. So we gotta use the buddy system. Buddy system to get across. Oh! Slowly making their way. I'm pretty sure people use some of these platforms here.
This was working. James and Thomas working together could get anywhere. James didn't seem to understand the immense ability he possessed.
This makes a little more sense. This makes way more sense than actually trying to try to use a group effort here. So let's just go through first as Thomas. Come back as James. I like my way. My way was interesting, but I guess it doesn't work. So it's just basically the exact. If you haven't put two and two together now, James is the exact same thing as Thomas, but opposite. So that's why James liked being alone. That's why Thomas doesn't like being alone. I guess. Yeah.
Thomas wondered why the cloud thing had brought them both here.
I don't know. Because it can. I mean, if you could bring two people alone. Separation. More platforming. The problem is that when I miss a platform, I automatically try to go back and get it, fix it, but like I wiggle back the opposite direction that I just failed to make a jump from, and then it screws me up. And also, there you go. Let's get up here. James for Thomas again. Up here.
James grudgingly helped Thomas to each portal. He knew that eventually they'd find the others, and then he'd go back to being the weird one again. He decided to enjoy the time they had left.
Oh, poor James. Ah. You need Thomas to help James. They're a good duo together. I don't know why that was someone in a British accent. There we go. Oh, I guess if Thomas dies, you can have a quick passage. I'm like wondering what it's there for. Not sure if this is exactly how you will do it. But that's how I'm gonna do it. That's all that matters here. There we go. Duos of opposite proportions. Jumping, snap.
Why did Thomas even want to spend time with James? Was he not repulsed by his weird colour?
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. He's not a teal, that's clearly
care about his Inversions?
I would say he doesn't care. But he's a teal of... That's definitely not teal. That is definitely green. Teal is definitely more blue. Geez, gang, get your colors right. Yeah, oh, almost cleared it. Same thing for... It's the exact same level, but upside down, so... Ooh, I didn't think I could clear it! Ooh! Gonna do. Oh! 5-10. And now they finally teach you this mechanic, but I kind of learned it, so. So, you know, if you didn't learn it by now, you've learned
James was having fun for the time being.
Aw, James.